there used to be no discussion of well-being. We pay you, you come to the office, you work, and then you go home. I don't really care about whether you're happy or not. As we learn more about psychology, we learn that people can be stressed, and stress will negatively affect your performance. And sometimes we know that unfortunately people do commit suicide because of their work stress. So companies started to shift to, are my employees doing okay? Like a neutral point. And more recently, we have shifted to positive psychology, and we look at our employees engaged at work. Maybe it shifts to a bit more about work engagement again. And more recently, sort of in tandem with remote working, there's a bit of a recognition that employees are not just people in the workplace, but they have lives outside of the workplace. They want to balance their work-family lives. They want to have hobbies, have interests, have other things beyond work. So the notion of well-being has, I think, grown from negative to neutral to work productivity, and then now to recognizing that we are a whole person. Managing remote workers is hard. Making sure that everything is fair. Who gets to work remotely? How often you get to work remotely? It's difficult to implement a new system that is fair or equitable, that appeases everybody. So sometimes it seems like the easier way, maybe just to go back to default, and that is back to the office. There are social costs to remote working because naturally you are not in the office, so people don't really get to talk to you so much. How do you make those connections? I do work remotely. I also admit that, being in the office, seeing my colleagues, seeing you, my students, I actually enjoy that interaction, that conversation, like what we're talking about right now. I get to know people, I get to meet people, I learn more about the organization. I feel like I belong. You want your people to be together, and sometimes the togetherness is that physical space of togetherness.